I don't know. I'm just trying to adjust the mic on properly. I need to get more. I need to get like another headphone extension thing. But, anyways, welcome to the Tribal Podcast, episode 2. We have Hades.
Yo.
And myself, Dee Jay. Yeah, we just recently got, actually the package just came through today with the mic arms, so you're going to hear less of the microphones moving around and stuff. And we also got pop filters and everything, so our words will be more audible, I guess.
Wordy.
Yeah.
I know you wanted to say it.
Wordy.
Like, less clang, more words.
I was gonna say more clean, but I guess wordy works too. But yeah, Hades this weekend had himself a little incident where he wasn't able to talk. So the past few days he's been out of commission, but today he's, what would you say, like 80%?
No, not even 80%. I can't. I can't even talk that loud as it is.
Yeah.
But I've been taking antibiotics and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, you want me to explain what happened?
Yeah, if you want to.
I have no clue what happened. But okay, so I woke up, and at the start of it, I woke up because my uvula was swelled up about 3-4 inches of what it's supposed to be. It's not even supposed to be like 2 inches.
Yeah.
But this shit was like 3, 4, 4.5.
Yeah, I remember like you came downstairs and you looked worried. And like I looked at you and I was like, "You good?" Oh, and all you did was point towards your mouth and open your mouth. And I saw the back of your throat and I saw your uvula. And I was like, "God damn."
It was like sitting on the top of my, like, on the top of my tongue, like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, I don't know what happened. They just, gave me some medicine and was like, we can't really say what happened here because we
These springs, bro.
Yeah, these springs. But they was like, yeah. So, your whole throat is swollen. Like, your vocal cords are swollen. Your throat is swollen, starting to swell in your airway. We got to get these antibiotics in you. So they started pumping me with drugs, and 2 days. It's 3 days now.
It happened on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I woke up.
Now it's Tuesday. Today we're recording this on Tuesday, so 2 days.
Yeah, it's about 2 days, and. I can breathe way better. My throat is opened back up. It's less swollen. I can talk a little bit louder.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not any pain anymore. So
that's
yeah.
Good.
I'll be back in full commission either tomorrow or the next day, probably, I would say. I'm not going to test it. I'm not going to, try to overdo it or anything. Like, screamo. But, I'm gonna... I might do some vocal exercises, and if there's any visible pain to myself, I'm gonna wait it out a couple more days, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know you hit me up this morning, or not this morning, but this afternoon. You called me, you're like, "Hey, I can talk. Do you think I should record?" I was like, "No." And
I was eager,
you
bro.
To guilt trip me. You're like,
Are you sure? Bro? Are you sure about it?
You sure? I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure. You should probably give it another day." I would even say another 2 days.
It's like, all right.
But yeah, that shit had me worried.
I thought they were gonna have to do surgery on my throat to cut out my uvula, because my mom doesn't have a uvula. She got surgery on hers and had hers gone, which I was like, all right,
what does a uvula do?
That's a really good question. I have no clue what a uvula does. Mine was just about 3-4 inches of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, they're finna take it out. Like, I'm finna have surgery. I'm finna be down for like a month. But no, they gave me these huge antibiotic pills. And I'm cool. Like, and
Yeah.
I can talk now.
That makes me really wonder what I'm gonna look that up real quick, because
like a uvula is like the most. It's like the most useless thing ever.
Usefulness of the uvula.
It can't be that useful.
During swallowing, the soft palate and the uvula move together to close off the big word prevent food from entering the nasal cavity. Oh, basically it like blocks off, because like your throat your throat is like has two ways. There's an airway, and then there's like a food travel area.
Right.
And your uvula, I guess, blocks one from the other. Like if you're drinking water, when you swallow, your uvula blocks off your airway, so that way you can swallow without it getting into your lungs. That's why, like, if you're in the middle of talking or you cough or you laugh when you're swallowing, some of it will go down one pipe and one will go down the other, because like it's keeping the uvula from doing that.
That doesn't make any sense, because my uvula, mark my words, was in my freaking air pipe. Like, it was sitting on top of my like tongue, and when I would try to like, dangle my head back to where it would fall back, it was in my it was in there. It was in my windpipe.
I guess like it hangs like right there. Like it's supposed to be close as fuck to both your airway and I don't know what the other, wherever you swallow food and drinks.
Esophagus.
Sure, why not? Whatever. Fuck out of here with that. Also, it has also been proposed that the abundant amount of thin saliva produced by the uvula serves to keep the throat well lubricated. It has a function. It has a function in speech as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because when you're fucking screaming, your uvula
like
gets
it's
fucked.
like the little wee, like the little baby screaming, and the uvula swings back and forth.
I was talking to Kelsey about it, because I told her about your situation. She's like, oh well, like it's probably allergies and tonsils, and then you told me you don't have tonsils, and then you said you only have food allergies, so I was like, oh well, it can't be that.
Well, that I know of.
Okay, yeah. But I was talking to her about it. I was like, oh yeah, his uvula. She's like, what's that? I was like, you don't know what a uvula is? She's like, no. I was like, that thing that hangs at the back of your throat. She's like, oh, I didn't know what it was called. She's like, I took anatomy in college and I don't even know what that is. And I was like, well, I learned about it as a kid watching fucking Billy and Mandy. And Billy had something going on. I don't remember the episode of what was going on, but all I know is that
my uvula.
There's like something on his uvula, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck with me. I was like, oh, now I know what a uvula is at 8 years old. And I'm gonna bring that knowledge with me to the age of 22, and Hades has an enlarged uvula.
Bro, it was the most random. It was the most random injury ever.
For real, like we were just having like a great ass night, like Saturday night.
And we were gonna wake up, record a podcast, and boom, I was out of commission.
Yep.
Like
Sunday morning, I woke up, got something to drink, turned around, saw fucking Hades coming downstairs, practically doing the limbo while going down the stairs. I was like, what's going on?
I had my head backwards, like,
like, I half-assed wanted to like look up at the ceiling to see what he was staring at, but then he like looked at me and he looked panicked, and so that kind of like scared me a bit. But
I thought about cutting that shit off myself. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
the fuck up.
Could you like really hurt yourself by cutting off your uvula?
Yeah, it's a part of your body. You would bleed out on the inside of your mouth.
Okay, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, you would need it. To get it removed, you need it to get it surgically removed. That's like being like, oh man, my appendix is giving me issues. You think I can cut it out myself? Like, no, because there's doctors for that specialize in that will also be prepared if they can't handle the bleeding. I think if you went in there and cut off your uvula, you wouldn't have the pain tolerance to also be able to stitch it up.
You don't know that.
You don't know that either, nigga. I don't think you want to test that shit.
I really didn't. Like, I was scared. That was like, I can break fingers. I can break an arm.
Yeah, he told me about that. How you broke your finger and just snapped it back in place.
That was like, bro. I was just like, all right, and it was back in place. But you can't do nothing about an enlarged uvula.
Yeah, because I tried to look up stuff about it because it said that it didn't tell me anything about enlarged. It said inflamed.
That's the same thing as enlarged.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if like that was your exact situation.
Well,
because like inflamed, usually it just means sometimes it means like it's
swollen.
just irritated. Sometimes it just means it's irritated though. So I didn't know. But yeah, we looked it up, and I said that it said something about getting like something cold. So like I offered to go and get milkshakes.
I didn't even want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it hurt to breathe.
Yeah. I could tell like you, like, I know like whenever I have like throat pain and stuff, like I want to get ice cream or a milkshake. And like I knew how serious it was like getting when you said you didn't want to even like attempt. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just take you straight home.
He was like, yeah, well, do you want to go home? Like, we can stop and get something cold. I was like,
yeah. Literally, like,
like I felt like Squidward when he swallowed the fork. Like, guap, guap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit hurted.
Yeah. Shit. But, yeah. I'm glad that it's starting to get better already. Glad it's not like a long process.
Yeah, well, last night, there's like this throat numbing spray that's like, I don't forget what it's called, but it's like what dentists give to you. I used a bunch of that and took my medicine because that's what I do, because the pills are huge.
Because that's what I do.
Because that's what I do. And
that's
like,
what I yabba dabba do.
And I was taking my braids out last night. I stayed up until like 6 a.m. taking these bitches out. And I already want to braid it again.
No wonder you didn't get up till I called you after work.
Well, like, my throat started hurting last night.
Yeah.
So that's why I took some more. Like, I took them. Like, it's not like I wasn't gonna take it, but I like dread. Excuse me. I like dread taking it. So I used some of the throat spray and took some medicine and just waited it out low key. And by the end of the night, I felt better because it was bad. Like, I didn't want to sleep last night until I felt better. Yeah. So I didn't want to wake up like, blah, again.
Yeah. So, that would be like, that's like hella scary.
That would be like a complete, like, because I was drinking the night before.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I was like smoking too many cigarettes or like.
It's not like you were screaming that night either. Like, we weren't.
You sure about that?
You weren't.
I mean, not.
I mean, like,
it wasn't nothing too. It wasn't.
We were like speaking up to get like people to hear us, but we weren't. Like, you've screamed louder in the past before. Like, you've done screamo rap, like. So. Why are you looking like that? He just looked off into the distance, like as if that just brought up some bad memories.
No, dude, because I'm just thinking of how bad it would hurt for me to try to like record something right now.
Yeah.
Because even with this podcast right now, I'm using like minimal voice.
Yeah.
And
it still hurts.
Yeah, like Sean's gain is turned all the way up. on mine. That's why it probably sounds super airy. And like I can still feel like right in here. Like you guys can't see this, but like it's right like on the side of my like windpipe. That's where it was swelled up at, but it was also swelled up in the back.
He's pointing at the left and the right side of his throat. But
So,
yeah, if you need to, you can try and adjust it to get it closer to you.
no, it's okay. I got water and shit. I'll be cool.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, that was a really scary injury, and I'm glad I'm at least making progress on getting better.
Yeah, because like I couldn't imagine having that and then like that fear of trying to fall asleep. Because like it's like, oh, when I'm awake, like I'm having issues breathing. So like when I'm asleep and not conscious. Yeah. Like, who knows?
Like
But,
you could get like you could asphyxiate yourself by doing that.
yeah.
Like,
See,
because
and
I woke
thought
up
for
and I
sure it
couldn't
was
breathe.
I thought for sure it was from you snoring. Because like some people, like if they have really bad nights of like snoring really bad, like they wake up and their throat's fucked. So I thought that's what your situation was. But it turns out it was something serious that I guess even the doctors couldn't really diagnose.
Yeah, they really didn't know what the fuck was going on.
They just gave you medicine. But cause like cause yeah, it's really confusing because like that's never happened like after shows, has it? Yeah.
I mean, there's like the obvious shit, like yeah,
like,
your vocal cords were hurt a little bit because this last show I did, I was turning up. Like I went full like screamo, like
yeah, we even did Shippuden, so
oh yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah, and like this is like the most stamina I've had to do shows. So of course I was like rah rah rah, like I was like yeah, it's on my I posted a couple videos on my Facebook. I don't think I posted all of them though, but even like the slower songs, I was like, maybe she doesn't need me. Like,
yeah, I like that though. It's like at shows you bring different energy to the same song, but it's energy that still matches the vibe of the song.
I try to do my best. Like on our first performance we did, which was Farrell's graduation. Shout out to Farrell, by the way. I hope he's doing well right now.
For real.
Like I was super timid. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I
could tell.
I did at least 10 shows, but now that I'm hitting my like 20 mark. Like I got one more show before it's my 20 mark of shows, and I feel like I've been doing this shit for like 70 years. Like
I've lost track of how many shows I've done already. I mean, I know it's not like a high number, but I just haven't really kept tabs on it. But yeah, our first show together, like your energy was right. It was just like the stage presence.
Like my body, I knew my body language. I had on ramen noodle pants. Like
I didn't even want to bring that up.
No, bro, we're doing a pod.
Ramen noodle pants and half your hair looked like ramen.
No, for real. That's exactly why I bought them pants too, because I fucked up the bleaching of my hair, and that's why some of my hair looks like it's like dead. It's because it kind of is. Yeah. But I've been giving it like shea butter and shit like that, so it's coming
it up, son.
It's coming back to life, especially like when I had it in braids. Like it was just like yes, nutrients. Like
yeah. But yeah, because speaking of shows, when we have our next future shows, we're gonna have a lot of merch now. We got some merch ideas that are in the works right now. I posted some merch that I was gonna order. When did I post that? I think I posted it like
early June.
No, it was like April because I was gonna order it in June.
Oh, okay.
But
got the two confused.
Yeah, I posted it in April that I was gonna order it in June, but then shit just didn't fall through correctly. And then also I just the whole COVID thing happened and kind of got fucked over on some of my shit, but it is what it is.
It do be is what it is.
Cause we were supposed to do some shows, and that's how I was supposed to get some of the money, because I was in talks with some people about doing some shows for them, and I was gonna go do those shows that way I could get the money to get the merch. But then COVID happened, and I kept waiting for them to answer me about if the show was still going, and they kept telling me they don't know, and then like it came down to like 2 weeks before the show, and of course it fell through because the merch never came. But
I do know that I got invited to do a show in Detroit. Like, it would be within like a month of like right now, but I want to make sure that like I'm fully like healed, because I don't know if this is gonna be an ongoing thing or not. Like, you never really know with like the human body. Like, anatomy is weird. But if I do end up doing this show, I want to at least get a couple members of the tribe to go with me, because you know it is Detroit. And
yeah, well, not only that, but like I don't even know if I would want to go and perform in Michigan in general, because their COVID cases are still high.
That's why like I was like with my throat being kind of shaky already, because I remember something like this happened like when I first joined the tribe, but it was just like I was recording like I just recorded like 3 songs back to back. Like, me and Sean were in the studio until like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then my throat swelled up actually really big, and I wasn't able to talk at all. But with this, like, I was able to at least mumble in the beginning. But I don't know, I might have to get that looked into kind of further.
Yeah,
because that's me doing music and doing the kind of music I do. Like, I do a lot of like expanding and like expanding sounds, which like sometimes my voice isn't comfortable with doing, but sometimes it kind of gets pushed over the edge a little bit. So I don't know.
You experiment a lot with your voice, and it's hard to experiment when your voice is literally limiting what you can do.
Right. Like, I noticed I used to be able to hit high notes like crazy, but at the beginning of the summer I noticed that since I haven't been doing it that much, that I'm not used to doing it. I sound like a dying cat now. So so yeah, I might just start doing my regular old vocal exercises again.
Yeah. See
if that helps at all with not, I guess it is the readiness of my vocals.
Yeah.
Because if I were to do, because we perform strictly without auto-tune on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
all natural.
So, yeah. Even, like, so then I would have to hit those notes on stage. Like, I praise Joe because he can hit those kind of notes on stage.
Yeah.
And me?
It's just, for him, it's more just air control. Controlling his breathing.
Yeah. And see, I have a problem with that, too. Because I don't carry my inhaler around with me everywhere.
I have not carried my inhaler since I was 14.
Shout out Dee Jay Inhaler. Go look that up. So yeah, I'm gonna try to take better care of my body so that way I can actually continue to do the things that I want to do. Why are you looking at me like that?
Don't you think it's weird that in episode 0 we were just talking about getting checkups and stuff, and then that at the end of the weekend you had like a medical thing happen? I probably do need to go. I was just thinking
get
about
a
that.
checkup. I'm gonna keep some of that stuff off live, not live, the podcast though. But yeah, I'll get into it with you later. But I am gonna have to go to the hospital, and I'm gonna be out of commission probably at the beginning of the school year. So
yeah,
because your boy wants to graduate, do something with his life, and do something with my life.
Don't know what it is yet, but I'm gonna do something.
Like I got several school like offers right now. Like I have a scholarship to go to the music school in New York, but then again I can't survive in New York because I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
But like it's just the same stuff Sean is teaching me. Like
yeah, for real. That's what I was talking to him about in the last podcast. Like I feel experience is a lot more important than sitting down and reading about something or having an instructor or a professor like sitting down and trying to tell you how to do it, because like you can read about something all day, but when it comes down to executing it, like that's a different story.
Right. I mean, see, that would just be me missing out on the opportunity, but I don't think about it like that. I think about it as if, like, if I would do it, how much more stress would that cause me?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, it's definitely an opportunity.
It's an opportunity, but I would have to choose before I finish high school, and I don't see myself getting a $100,000 a month job to get my own $1 million studio.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
I mean, we come out with the quality we have off of just, what is it, like about $5,000 worth of shit.
Right.
But anyways, you have any merch announcements you want to talk about?
I do. Soon I'm gonna have all colors of Hades shirts. Either design like the tribal Hades shirts, or you can mix and match them low key. Like you can have Hades on the back, you can have tribal on the front, you can have tribal on the back, Hades on the front. I mean, it's kind of interchangeable, but yeah, soon after the Shippuden video, which I wasn't gonna announce this until probably next week, but I'm gonna start discussing with Dee Jay the concept for that one, where it's gonna make an appearance of the first ever Hades red shirt.
Mm-hmm. Well, this episode won't be out till not this Friday, but next Friday. No,
that's okay. See, it makes sense.
Yeah,
everything's gonna time up perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah, by then, me and Drew already have sat down, discussed the topic, discussed the budget for it, and everything. But yeah, catch me in the first official Hades red shirt.
Yeah.
I might do a tribe Hades, like the design. You can't see DJ's shirt right now.
Yeah, but the merch design from the last show that we did. If you were there, you know what we're talking about. The new one, or the tribal shirt that we're talking about that Hades designed, has the tribal logo on the left side of your chest, and then it says Hades all the way down on the back.
See, I don't really know how DJ is gonna coordinate his outfit, but I just know that I'm probably gonna be making an appearance in the first set of Hades joggers too.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a last minute person that picks out their wardrobe for music videos. Because I literally, like, the music video concept I just showed you today, like, I plan everything out except for what I'm wearing. I plan out what fucking extras in the background are gonna do before I plan what I'm fucking wearing in my own music video.
Well, sometimes you just come across shit that you're like, oh snap, I want to wear that.
That was like with BTS. I actually shopped for that outfit strictly for Pharaoh's graduation party,
Mm-hmm.
and I wore it there, and I don't know. I felt like I didn't do it justice, so I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta wear it somewhere else too.
Like I'm finna pop back out.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just fit really well with that music video too. But yeah, the merch that I announced back in April is still gonna be ordered and everything, because I had a lot of people messaging me. About wanting to do it, so I went ahead and put it into a cart, but I haven't ordered it officially yet, but it will be ordered eventually. I just don't know what day, because I really want to order it when I have an upcoming show, and we're trying to work out a date for our next show. We won't announce it just yet until it's 100% finalized, but with this whole corona and the risk of another lockdown, like, who knows when we'll be able to do another show, because we did have a date that we were aiming for, but I don't know, 2020 is just like the year where, like, if you're planning ahead, you're gonna get fucked.
Like, right, like you remember, I sold 70 tickets for the bar show, and half of them didn't show up because of fear of COVID.
Yep.
Like,
that's because the week that they were talking about it, or the week that we were gonna be performing, the days following the show, everything was just like starting to pop off again. Like, numbers were rising in cases, just like the mandatory masks thing was starting to happen and everything like that. And now since last week, it's been
kind of a shit show.
Yeah, it's like everywhere you have to wear a mask, otherwise you won't get business, which some places still aren't really abiding by that rule. And honestly, the places that aren't following that rule, I just don't go there, because it's like, I mean, if you don't care enough about your customers to harp down on a rule that the governor is trying to enforce, then I don't really want to be shopping there. But yeah, we are planning on new merch. We just don't know when that will be.
I do plan on having, like, for you guys who know me personally, I do plan on, like, getting different designs of merch. So it's not just gonna be a Hades. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be, the symbol, or it can be, like, I plan on doing BLM Hades shirts here soon.
Yeah. I'm trying to get with a certain artist that we know very well, that has 2 of his portraits hanging up in this room right now. I'm trying to get him to, I haven't talked to him about it yet, but once he has some free time, I'm gonna hit him up and see if he wants to do some designs for some tribe merch.
Hey, and he's a super dope artist. Like,
yeah, shout out to Chase.
Yeah, shout out Chase Owen.
Yeah,
like, he's a god with the paints. Like
he made our first tribe logo, actually. He made that back in late 2016, early 2017. I forget when, but it was like the beginning stages of the tribe. I remember that was the day we met.
Yeah.
Because I went to go pick that up, and you were out on the front porch. Now that I think about it, because that's why I went over there. I didn't go to pick him up. I went to go and pick up that painting. But yeah, he made the Tribe logo, the first ever Tribe logo. He made the cover art for my second solo single called Insane. He was the one that actually helped me order the merch for the Rock House show, because he knew somebody to go through to get shirts and hats and stuff, and so I just went through him and paid him, and he ended up sending it my way. At least I think that was him. It was either that or I went through a Spreadshirt. I forget. I'm pretty sure I went through him though. But yeah, shout out to Chase, because he's been a day one supporter. Him and Trey J, like day one. My first ever job was Outback, and that's where I met them. And ever since then, we just been really close. But yeah, they're diehard Kanye West fans too.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't know a lot of people who aren't like diehard Kanye West fans.
I'm not really a diehard. I mean, I'm a fan of his, but I'm not like. There's definitely times where he'll release an album and I'll just be like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
I do know Donda, his album that he just released. Banger.
It's not really released.
It's not released?
Mm-mm.
Wait, those were just leaks?
Whatever you listened to wasn't the real thing. Because it's not on his Spotify page. So whatever you listen to is it's either leaks or it's somebody that literally just like did like a Kanye West mimic.
I'm pretty sure I just listened to a whole album full of leaks, which I want my time back.
Yeah. Because I remember you showed it to me before the podcast on Friday or Saturday. And after the podcast, I looked it up on my phone. No, Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally just slumped on the couch. And I was like, oh yeah, Hades did mention that Donda was out. And I go to Kanye West's Spotify page, and the only thing on there is that single that he released. The I don't know what it's called. Something about in the blood, soak in the blood.
Wash them in the blood.
Wash them in the blood.
Which is kind of like it was like I don't know. It was a Kanye track.
Yeah, it was.
But he had like the sicko mode Travis Scott on it.
Dre mixed that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I think didn't Dre do the whole album, the upcoming album?
He did a couple songs off of it.
Cause that the God Is King album. I know it's unreleased yet, but I guess Dr. Dre did all of the work on there too. Well, not all of the work, of course, but yeah. Speaking of which, what's your favorite song of the summer right now? Your favorite, or at least like favorite artist, I should say.
Favorite artist to listen to, like mainstream or
in general. I think I have an idea of what your favorite song is because we've been listening to it since Friday.
So you're just gonna call me out like that? You're gonna call me out for listening to R&B, even though I make R&B music? Okay, but yeah, there's been a couple of great artists and producers that I've been listening to this summer. I do know that G-Von, I've listened to his project that he released a couple months ago, and it'll get you right.
How would people know about G-Von?
Oh, he kind of got sucked into the mainstream light from like Drake.
Mm-hmm.
He did all natural, no auto tune or nothing on his Chicago freestyle. Drake just kind of like sampled it and credited him for a feature. But like, bro,
Oh, they didn't link. He just took.
no,
that as
they
a sample?
didn't. No, they didn't link. He just took it as a sample and got it cleared by G-Von, but put it as a feature. Like 2:30, baby.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Like,
I don't know how I feel about that. Then, I mean, I guess if G-Von is.
he
cool
cleared.
with it-
G-Von got the bag. He got.
Okay,
He 100%. And he got hella clout from it too. Like his songs are doing 20 million right now.
Damn. Well then, shout out to Drake for putting some underground niggas on.
Especially underground R&B people.
Yeah, people don't really pay attention to underground R&B anymore. It's just like, if you're R&B, you either made it or you didn't.
Right.
Like, there's no, nobody would know about Neo if Neo wasn't Neo.
Right. Like if Neo was like underground Neo, nobody would fucking pay attention to him. Like
Honestly, like the only people that really pay attention to underground R&B is other R&B artists.
right.
Because like Usher discovered Justin Bieber just because he just stumbled upon him. And like I really highly doubt that anybody else would go out of their way to try and find an R&B artist unless like they were already hitting numbers on their own, which is hard to do in this day and age because R&B kind of it's not really a dying part of the hip hop culture, but it's not as popular as it used to be. Like there's still popularity in it because like melodies are now a big thing. Like if you don't have a good melody on your rap song or just like on your song in general, then it really won't catch anybody's interest. But
I feel that. Like I feel that 100%. Like when Chris Brown and Drake did
No Guidance.
No Guidance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like their first song since they like stopped beefing or whatever.
Yeah.
But they put Che Crew on. Like before I die I'm trying to fuck you,
Mm-hmm.
babe. Like that was a whole different vibe from a song beforehand.
Now, before No Guidance, did Drake and Chris Brown ever collab at all?
No.
Okay. I was wondering. Because I know that...
They were actually beefing pretty hard.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know... Because I know when No Guidance dropped, like, that was a big thing. And that was, like, a big moment for the culture in a way. I mean, it wasn't, like, blown up out of proportion or anything, but, like, it was definitely a sign of things changing. But I wasn't sure if, like, they were cool at one point. But
They did like a comedy skit in that video. That means they had to have talked stuff out. Like, man,
yeah, I remember that. I never watched the entire music video, but I did watch a clip from because when the music video dropped, the Shade Room on Instagram reposted that little skit from like in between the verses and stuff.
like, ooh,
Yeah,
Mr. Chris Brown, singer, dancer.
yeah.
I got a question though.
What's up?
Personally, who is your favorite producer to work with as far as like underground producer wise?
Like the producers that we work with.
No, like producer wise that I'm saying like newfound producers, but they just don't have the spotlight they need.
Oh, like the producers that like if I were to try and like find a beat, like those producers would be like my go-to.
It could be unexpected.
Okay. My favorite producers to work with would be, I mean, he doesn't do music anymore, but Caliber Beats definitely.
Shout out Caliber.
Because we've done a lot of songs together. I've been talking to him since 2017, back when his beats were like $5 a piece. I remember my mom was so pissed off at me because like I was broke as shit at the time. My income tax came in and I spent all my money on beats, and majority of them were on Caliber's page. And I got some beats from Caliber Beats, and I got some beats from Kato on the Track, and I got some beats from Syndrome. And
I remember one of the beats you got from Kato. It was the GTA beat, wasn't it?
That one cost me the most out of any of them.
We made it work.
Yeah. But yeah, Caliber Beats since retired, but we made Blood in the Water together. We made
Did he do the vocals on that track?
Yeah, that was him.
Okay,
Yeah.
shit. I didn't know that until just now.
Yeah, he did the hook on Blood in the Water. He did the hook on Fade Away. He did the hook on Kill My Dreams. And then he produced I Do What I Like. What else? He produced... I know there's more that he produced, but I just can't think about it right now. Oh, he produced Final Warning. That was him too. Yeah.
That's one of my personal favorites.
He also produced Lessons, which I didn't really push that song as much as I should have, but yeah. Caliber Beats, big shout out to Caliber. I hope you're doing well.
I'm gonna take a second to shout out all the producers that I've really made some magic with. You know what I'm saying? We got Black Stage.
Of course.
Shout out Black Stage. He's out here professionally getting y'all right.
Woo woo.
You know what I'm saying? I can't stress it enough that he has so much beat range. Like, bruh, he can go from ballads to alternative rock to trap. Like,
for real.
Who you know can do that?
Bro.
Not a lot of people.
That beat that he gave, that he didn't give it to me, but I got it from him. Y'all will hear it eventually. But like it has such a hard switch up to it. It goes from like a nice little like boom bap style to just like, it's like hip hop mixed with soul halfway through. And like it's just, the transition's dope as fuck. But anyways, continue.
Where was I? Oh yeah, big shout out to Black Stage. Big shout out to he's like a really low down producer. Like the freestyle beat producer, Kasumi.
Okay.
He made that one. He kind of like made a couple of the beats from the catalog that I showed you. But yeah, Kasumi. I actually went to school with him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I went to school with him. Like I like personally known him. But like, yeah, he actually made a couple beats for me. Like
Have
he
I
made.
heard any of the songs?
Yeah, you've heard a couple of them, but a couple of them were on my old setup, like my really old setup.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he made the beat for. He made the original beat for Light and Dark 3. He made the freestyle beat, which that's gonna be getting a music video shot. I haven't previewed that.
He made the freestyle beat?
Yeah, he made the freestyle beat.
Shit.
Yeah, see, he has beat range too, but he's more like underground grunge trap, which is like my original sound. So like, yeah, big shout out to Kasumi. We've been working for a couple of years now, but now that I have better sound and shit like that, like I'm gonna be using a lot of my old producers. Not using them, but like, you know what I'm saying, like using their beats.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to get their profit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, me and him are gonna work in the future. Shout out to Phantom. He's made a lot of like I contacted him, got a couple custom beats made, but he's a YouTube producer. Like, I think you know who Have you ever talked to Phantom before?
I don't know. I might have. I've talked to a lot of producers.
I talked to Phantom and got a couple personal beats made that are put up on his page. And shout out Chrome. He's getting up there now.
Yeah.
Like he's produced for NLE Choppa.
Oh, I know.
Like Chrome on the beat. Like shout out Chrome.
I think Chrome produced Mask On. I might be mistaken. I don't know. I need to look back into who produced what, because a lot of the songs are kind of getting piled up on.
Yeah. But Chrome, he produced this one song that I wanna like revamp. It's called 21. But I want to revamp a couple of my old songs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, big shout out to Chrome, shout out to Kasumi, shout out to Phantom, big shout out to Black Stage Media.
Bro,
cannot stress that enough.
See, and you made it sound like I could only list one fucking producer. Here you are shouting out 4.
No, I'm just saying. There's like, what's some producers that have like made you want to go over the top? Like I know Joe has his select producers that are like,
definitely Caliber top tier. I've made more songs with Caliber than I have with any other producer. Syndrome.
I know I've heard some good songs from you from Syndrome.
Yeah, Syndrome. I think my favorite song by Syndrome would probably be Lost, but that was the most slept on track on the fucking album. Let's see what else. Riddick Beats. I think I've only released one song with him right now, but like his production is hella dope. It has that. The last time I got a beat from him, at least, I haven't really checked in on producers as much as I should have, but I took quite a hiatus for a bit. But Riddick has more of that like darker tone to his beats.
Okay.
So like when I'm angry or in that zone, like he's definitely the go-to guy. And he made me a custom beat. I'm still working with it right now. Kind of feel bad that I haven't released it yet, but at the same time, like sometimes you just gotta sit on it for as long as it takes.
But at the same time, would you rather sit on it and have like a good outcome of it, or would you just try to rush it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would definitely rather sit on it and do his art justice with my art than to rush it and release it just because I bought it.
Right.
And
that's why I took such a big break from music for a while.
Yeah. I also respect him a lot because like there's moments Riddick will just hit me up just to check in, and I message him when I can and stuff, but like Caliber does the same thing, and every now and then I check on him. But like I said, Caliber retired. He's doing his own thing now. He's stepped away from music. I don't think he's gonna come back, but I mean, if he does, I'll be welcoming you with open ass arms, bro. Like, I'll be getting your first 3 beats you release. Facts. Like.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna get to work with the new member of the tribe too. So.
Oh yeah.
Because I've heard, I've seen your resume.
Yeah, because like it's just like his production was so versatile. Like he made the beat for Final Warning, but he also made the beat for Perfect, and then he also made Kill My Dreams, and he also
he has range too. Then
yeah.
It's crazy. I think I heard about Caliber before actually knowing that you worked with him. Like he had a YouTube page, didn't he?
Yeah.
See, I think I've heard of him before. I knew that you worked with him personally.
Yeah, he and I, we didn't really like talk on a daily basis, but I would like to say that we were not just business partners.
Right. Sometimes you can mix like business and friendship.
Yeah. I remember one time.
But don't let your business ruin your friendship.
Yeah. I remember one time, because he lives in Canada. I remember one time I fucking bought him a pizza.
In Canada?
Yeah. I just had to, I sent him a pizza. He hit me up. He's like, kind of want a pizza. And I was like, all right, well, I'll order you a pizza.
Like for one of his beats?
No.
I was like, bro, that's some shit I would do. Like, hey,
man, if you buy me a pizza,
I'll throw you a verse. Like,
you get premium lease.
That sounds like my fat ass for real. Like, oh
I
yeah.
I used to accept. I usually like. I accept like just trading of verses. Like if I drop a verse, you drop a verse, we'll call it even.
Yeah, but that's doing it for the culture.
Yeah.
But if like somebody really needs one of your verses for something, yeah, you gotta spend some bread because
yeah,
I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but beep nigga. Like I take time and put effort into that kind of shit. So
yeah, like I've spent so much fucking bread on this music shit. So if you can't spend $50 on a 16 for me,
sometimes I'll throw in a free chorus too if you do that,
or I'll fucking give you more than a 16. Like it all just depends on how you approach the situation, because a lot of people here, Sean and I were just talking about this before too, but it's basically just I don't know how do we even start about this. Oh yeah, you were talking about you would accept food for verses.
I wouldn't per se do it anymore, but like,
yeah,
you know, I stopped, you know, smoking, so like it doesn't really come into play. Like when I was a young kid starting off, I would just be like, oh yeah, just throw me some weed, bro, it'll be okay, bro. But like now I'm a grown ass man, like I'm not rapping about killing niggas or fucking hoes. I might rap about guns, but like that's guns. Who doesn't own a gun?
Mask on your face with that Glock on your waist.
But it's not like that.
In this case,
sometimes
you gonna get mopped today. I'll rap about killing niggas,
bro. Hey, technically, I wrote that when I still smoked weed. So.
Oh yeah.
That was at the old studio.
Yeah. I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget, but
yeah, you forgot, nigga. But yeah, like. I'm not saying weed's a bad thing, but like ever since I stopped smoking, I'm able to do what I want with my craft.
You're a hell of a lot more confident and productive since you put it down.
And I'm glad I did. Like I'm not gonna lie, like when you first, like I'm saying like a lot, but when you gave the tribe the talk of okay. Because this is right after you, like, acquitted me into the tribe. Mm-hmm. Like, you gave everybody the talk of, like, okay, we need to be productive and stuff like that. So, I was just like, okay, it's already causing problems to my health. I might as well just stop.
Yeah. Because I remember you hit me up personally, and, like, I could tell you kind of felt like I was coming strictly at you in a way. And I was like, no, like you're like not to be like, oh no, you're like the new guy, so you're excluded from this conversation. But I was like, no, like I'm not necessarily talking about you, because there's people that have been in this group longer that haven't even put out the same amount of content as you have, and or at least like they aren't hitting the studio as much as you are. So in a way, I wasn't singling you out. I was talking to the group in general.
Yeah, and I understood that, but if I didn't take it as you were talking to each and every one of us individually,
Mm-hmm.
that's when like in my brain I can't like take it as serious.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what can I do to like better myself, to push myself? Like sometimes, like it got like some of those late nights, I had to push myself to stay awake to get some of the stuff pumped out. But that's just it. Oops. That's what comes with it. Like you can't be in the lifestyle of making music and learning how to engineer and shit like that if you don't want to sometimes put yourself outside of that comfort zone.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta sacrifice
Personal life.
Yeah. I know, like, you were around when I was in my little phase of smoking and drinking. So, like...
A little bit of it. You had flashes of it.
Yeah. Like, I didn't go crazy with it, but if I knew I wasn't going to do anything that day, like, or if I just wasn't feeling it, I would smoke or I would drink. But I never really got into it to the point where it was like I needed it to function.
Right.
And I could see that with some of the members of the tribe, they felt like they needed something. They needed something that would help them be productive, when really all they need is their own self-drive. And that at the time, you and Joe were really the only ones that were like regular smokers.
Right.
And so I know sometimes like you guys would come through and like we were about to record and you're like, oh, like I need to smoke something before I want to record. And it's like if you're already limiting yourself to a substance to reach your artistry, like I said, you're already limiting yourself. Like I feel like you've came out with some of your best songs ever since you got sober.
Yeah, but that also comes with like, okay, I'm not numbing myself with something anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So like I made Pink Dress while I still smoked.
Yeah.
But Pink Dress was like, I'm not even supposed to be discussing this on the podcast, but you know what?
We can
it's
cut
gonna
it out if you want.
No, it's gonna come out anyways soon because it's nearing the end of summer, and I promised everybody end of summer we would see some pink dresses. So like, but I'm gonna discuss this right now. Like, okay, so with Pink Dress, I was still smoking, but it got to the point when I was smoking where I was like, okay, this is starting to fuck with me mentally. Like,
yeah.
Like, I had friends dying when I was high, and I was just like, oh shit, that sucks. But then I would forget about it, and that kind of fucked with me even more, because I was like, okay, this is not how I'm supposed to be thinking about things, and stuff like that. So, yeah, me smoking and making songs was kind of like me putting a filter on things.
Yeah.
But that's what sometimes holds people back, is sometimes they need to hear things that otherwise... Did you hear that too?
Yeah.
Huh. But but that otherwise I would be like scared to say if I was like high.
Yeah.
So then I made Up Late. That was me making my first unfiltered song about how I felt.
Yeah. And I feel like that message was conveyed in a very real and very gripping way, more than any of the previous songs. But I definitely know what you mean. I mean, I was smoking and drinking. Well, when I was smoking and drinking, it was basically me trying to get over a breakup at the time. And then I finally got over that after I stopped smoking. I actually faced it head on and took charge of my emotions instead of letting it take charge of me. And so I quit smoking, continued drinking though. And then it just became a habit of mine, especially like when my great grandma passed. Like I was drinking a lot, but yeah, it was more of, like you said, it was like a numbing mechanism. But then I stopped smoking and I stopped drinking, and I stopped drinking for a solid 3 or 4 months, just to like prove to myself I had that self-control. And yeah, I still have my days where like mentally I'm not good, but it's not every day anymore, to the point where I feel like I need something to numb myself from it like I did before, which is pretty good. I don't know why this turned into a deep ass podcast.
Because podcasts, you just discuss things that need to be talked about.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm glad that me giving you that talk helped motivate you to not only be more focused and be more productive with your music, but also like take your health into consideration.
Yeah, because beforehand I really just didn't give a fuck. Like,
yeah,
I was living pretty unhealthily. Not like I'm healthy with like my eating habits now, because I still get in, like, I still stress eat. I stress eat all the fucking time.
Yeah, you didn't care about the choices you made at the time.
Yeah, I really didn't care. Like, oh yeah, if I had smoked and drank and went to work, it was fine. Yeah. But then I'd be feeling like shit at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
As if post me, like when I went to the mental health facility right before the summer, like it was like spring. I don't know if you remember that. It was like when you guys were transferring studios.
Okay, yeah.
Like after Savvy set up the new studio at his old apartment.
Yeah.
That's when I went to Tiffin, and I stayed there for a couple of days. But on those days, I really reflected on what was going wrong, like with my life in general. My bad for this getting deep. This conversation is just getting deeper and deeper in the hole.
You're good.
But like, yeah, I thought about that talk a lot, because in turn I was gonna quit music before the tribe turned the eyes of me and was like, look, like everybody in the tribe like kind of said the same thing, like, look, you got a message, but like there's just something missing, and that's not what you guys said. That's just like how I perceived like body language.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, if I kind of stick with the image, like the tribe has a certain frog in my throat, but the tribe has a certain image that they pertain as like a group by themselves.
Yeah.
So not if I like copy that, but if I hold myself to an image that I don't want to like go past or go below, if I just
like a standard.
Yeah, if I hold myself to that standard, then it'll make everybody, not even music wise, but in my whole entire life in general, just look at me and respect me as such.
See, and the thing is, like, I never wanted to change your message or anything, like, because when I when we first started working together, when you were just an affiliate, I really liked your music. I liked your energy. I just felt like you didn't have the right people surrounding you to push you to be a better person. That's what I got from it. Like, you had the potential, but you didn't have people pushing you to push yourself to reach that potential. It was like you found like a cushion of comfortability, and you were just chilling on it. And right. I was like, I wasn't cool with that. So I was like, that's why I try to involve you in as many things with the tribe as possible. And the more I did that, the more I saw you pushing yourself more. And that's where like it clicked to me that I was like, because I had my eye on you, and your music and everything, ever since we met at Riverside.
Yeah, like 3 years. That was actually that was 2 years and a month ago. Because it just popped up in my memories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Pharaoh's been a member for 2 years now, and the day after that show, or no, not the day after that show. It was soon after that show. I did pretty much the same thing that I did with you. I did a few songs with him, had him stick around us for a while and everything, see how it was. And then I asked him to be a part of the tribe, and he said yeah, because he liked how we moved. But yeah, after that show, I kept my eye on you. I know you and Pharaoh didn't see eye to eye, but you guys ended up working things out.
Shout out to Pharaoh on that one.
Yeah.
Real men talk like men.
But and then you started coming through the studio, and I started seeing that, like I said, you after hanging out with us enough and coming to shows with us and like sharing that energy that we gave each other as a group, and we included you with that energy even though you weren't officially part of the group, I could see how much of a change that was giving you to be a better artist and a better person in general. And that's what I see, that's what I look for in artists, is like, they don't necessarily need this group to better themselves, but they need that motivation to have them better themselves. And if I do what I can, or if the group does what they can to motivate you to be better, and you take it upon yourself to take that motivation and run with it and do it for yourself, that's where I have that interest in you. And that's after, what was it? After like, we did 3 shows together, right?
Yeah.
We did 3 shows together. And then that's when I finally just hit you up, and I was like, hey, I talked to the members.
I just woke up. Like, I just rolled out of bed when you hit me up.
Yeah, I remember it was early as fuck in the morning. But I think it was like fresh after a show.
After my birthday show.
Yeah, it was your birthday show. I hit you up, and I was like, hey, did you want to become a member of the tribe? I already talked to other members. Everybody is all for it. Actually, I had Savvy, Joe, and Pharaoh like asking me for about 2 months prior. They're like, hey man, like, we should add Hades. And I kept telling them, I was like, all right, like, we'll hold off on it, because I want to see if this drive he has is temporary. And then your birthday came around, and you scheduled your own show, paid for it yourself, set up the marketing for it yourself, pretty much got everything around all on your own. And that's when I realized, I was like, well, he finally isn't the Hades that I was introduced to. He's leveled himself up. He chose to mature himself. And that's where I was like, yep, I want this guy to be part of our group if he wants to be part of our group.
I was like, let me think about it. Fuck yeah. Like, I'd never been a part, like, I've been a part of several little cliques. Like, I'm not going to name drop them. They know. They're going to listen to this podcast. They know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But, so, I had to distance myself from them. It's not like I don't have love for them, but at the same time, that's not what I needed in my life. Like, they weren't pushing me to go above and beyond. Like, if I'm not gonna like say like, oh, it's because of the tribe. Like, if I didn't have like the leadership of like of somebody telling me like, look, you're not supposed to be doing those kind of things, type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I probably wouldn't be on the track that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sober. I'm starting to get my life together. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Back to that conversation I had with the group that made you rethink everything. I originally wasn't even gonna include you in that. I was gonna make a different group chat with just the previous members to send that to them, and because with you being a new member, I didn't want you to feel pressure within just your first 2 weeks of being part of the group. But I was like, no, because since you're part of the group, I'll go ahead and include you with this message, because I don't want you to feel like you're left out of anything. And if there's a meeting needing to be had or words needing to be exchanged, you have just as much right to be included with that as everybody else. And so I chose to keep you in the I chose to message the group chat, the main group chat, and yeah. So I'm glad that I didn't run with my first idea, because it wasn't a sense of like, oh well, like, you're new, you shouldn't hear this. It was more of like, I didn't want to make you seem like I added you and then I was like, well, where's the music at? Like, hey, it's been 2 weeks. Why haven't you dropped an album?
See, that happened with like groups beforehand.
Yeah.
Because I like being in the tribe because I'm not the centerpiece.
Mm-hmm.
We have a variation of artists that excuse me, mm-hmm. that have a whole different kind of sound. Like, we're not a boy band.
Yeah.
We're a group of brothers that like
facts
that just move we're like a wolf.
We move solo but together.
Yeah. I mean, we come together and collab and make bangers. But if we need to create like a solo or like a solo album or something like that, like, we can do it. Like, none of like, it's like, how do I explain it? It's like a piece of paper, but each piece of paper is unique in their own way. Not saying we're pieces of paper, because
we're a book.
Yeah, we're pieces of paper that are different in a book.
Yeah, we're a book. We are all sticking together by being on the binds of said book, but we all have different messages to convey.
Right. And
we are each unique in our own way, even if it's just by a few just different wording. I don't know, I'm getting too deep into this analogy, but But
then the paper comes from the wood.
The paper, it comes from the same tree. But you know,
I'm not saying we're a book,
that
but I'm
doesn't
not
mean
saying
that it was in the same chipper. You know.
I'm not saying we're a book, but I'm not saying we're a magazine either.
I'm not saying that I'm a magazine, but I sure ain't no piece of paper. I don't know.
Okay. Let's get on the lighter subject.
But speaking of projects and everything, I mean, I slightly announced it. I haven't really done any big announcements of it, but I will be releasing a R&B project called Love for Real, and it's primarily R&B based, and it will be 6 tracks in the least. If I decide to add more tracks to it, it'll probably push back the release date, so I most likely won't do that. But
you could release a deluxe.
Well, due to the timing of Love for Real and another surprise, probably a deluxe will probably be too jam packed, too close of scheduling and timing. So
right,
I'll probably get those songs finished that were supposed to be on the project but won't make it. I'll get those songs finished, but you won't hear about them for a while. I'll probably release a deluxe to Love for Real, but it'll be it won't be anytime this year, because I got too much planned this year already that keeps getting pushed back due to COVID.
Now with Love for Real, what made you decide that kind of like title? Like, what's the meaning behind it?
Because the Love for Real, it has 2 different moods to it. Well, I mean, it has like a roller coaster of moods, but
we like roller coasters.
Yeah, it's because there's songs on there that are very classic R&B that's just talking about like seeing this girl, falling for her, and everything like that. But then there's also songs about the complications of relationships. And then there's also songs about the heartbreak of relationships. And
so there's like an even feel of that.
Yeah, it's the real side of love. There's
Love for Real.
Yeah, there's the come up. There's that euphoria. Is that the right word for it?
Like, euphoria is like the good feeling.
Yeah, like there's the euphoria of love, but then there's also the complications of every relationship where not everything goes perfect all the time, or things just don't work out. And Love for Real is a display of. Love for Real is basically the storyline of meeting someone, falling in love with them, complications happen, and then the breakup.
Oh, I see. See, I've listened to it already, like 100% through already, and I kind of listened to them scattered.
Yeah.
But 1 through 5, like I could kind of see where things would play out.
Yeah, because like I can list the track. It goes Running Back, which is about meeting a girl, convincing her like you're what I want. I won't be playing any games with you.
Right.
And then there's Smile, which is just like getting to know her and falling in love with everything about her.
Okay.
And then there's Marshmallow, which is like that peak of
the feel good.
Yeah.
In a relationship.
The peak of just like everything. And then there's what's the other track?
I know.
Yeah, there's I Know, which is more of, it's like that, it's where the complications start happening. It's like where you guys are kind of at an awkward place where both of you guys want to work everything out, but at the same time, like, you're at that point where there's just doubts in both of your head because of whatever it is. And then it finally ends with Summer Pain, which is the breakup. And even in Summer Pain, like, there's that, the second verse is even like the roller coaster going back up.
Like, you know, sometimes it does get better, but eventually it is what it is. Like,
yeah. Because, like, in the beginning of Summer Pain, it's basically, in the beginning of the second verse of Summer Pain, it's thanking her for leaving because I realized my own worth. And Love for Real, I mean, the album isn't really dedicated to, like, just one person. I mean, there's 2 songs on there that are dedicated to somebody, but the album itself isn't dedicated to just one singular person. It's emotions that have been in my head that from the span of a whole year. These songs aren't anything that have just been freshly recorded. It's taken place over a year time period, and over that year time period I've been on that roller coaster. And that's why, like, Love for Real is definitely, like, it's a title that really resonates because I mean, you can't have real love without the ups and downs of it.
Right. There's problems that come with every relationship.
Yeah. There's trust issues, there's just disagreements, there's just many complications with it. And you can either choose to be adults and face it together and try and work things out, or you can just turn away and let it be. And either way, there's no right or wrong answer. It just depends on the situation that you're in. But Love for Real is just displaying that message of falling for somebody and things just not being as perfect as they once were, in a way. And it's definitely my most vulnerable album, both in a sense of the message, but also in a sense of just the experimenting with my vocals, because it's either people are going to listen to it and like it, or they're going to listen to it and hate it, because of just, like, I do a lot of singing that people probably wouldn't expect. But I'm excited for the project to drop, especially just because I was bouncing between 2 different titles. I was bouncing between Love Hurts, Love/Lust, and then one day I just thought about it and I was like, nah, Love for Real, because, like I said, like,
it's the realer side.
Yeah, it's like the storyline to real love. But yeah, now you guys heard Love for Real dropping in September.
Okay. Well, I could give y'all the checklist to my project that's coming up, because I just got everything arranged and I'm only 2 songs away, so it's going to be dropping within the next week.
Mm-hmm.
And Do you want me to talk about that?
Of course.
Um,
This will be out next Friday, though.
no, yeah, I know. It's gonna see. It like has drawback, but okay. EP track list. This is actually gonna be a sequel to that first ever body of work, but this is gonna be like more official. Like, I hit up a graphic designer to help me put it together. I also bought Photoshop to kind of help myself do like the cover of it, because there was just a certain style that I wanted it to be. Like, I wanted it to be dark but not dark. Like, I wanted it to fit the concept of that.
You wanted to stay true to you as an artist.
Yeah.
Not saying that you're like a dark person, but
no, I'm not even gonna cap. I used to be, for real.
yeah.
But okay, so I'm gonna start with the concept of the project. Formaldehyde Flowers, part 2, meaning that like it's something beautiful that'll never die. So like flowers, obviously pretty, you know, but like formaldehyde is something that preserves dead bodies. So it would be preserving something beautiful so that it never decay. Yeah, withers or decays. Number 1 is Houdini, which I recorded at the old studio. I'm gonna throw in my feature that I did with JPix. Shout out JPix6. You can follow him on SoundCloud, IG. It's Hunk. That's one of the first songs that I performed that I really felt the crowd like resonate, like with my birthday show.
Yeah.
That was the second time I performed that song, and it kind of got the same reaction. But the first time I performed it, man, it was like, this was
out of my way with all that junk.
Yeah, get out of my way. Well, you better dump. Nah, Cusco with the move when I'm coming. But like, it had my old feel to it. But it wasn't too complicated. It wasn't too. And that was kind of the point of the song. I didn't want nothing too complicated.
Yeah.
But this is like pre-COVID, so like we could mosh pit and shit like that.
Remember them days?
Yeah, you remember them good old days. I got
days when you could touch somebody and not be scared.
Not have to rinse your eyes out with hand sanitizer.
Old school like science lab eye wash machine
with a little paddle, like swish. But yeah. See, I'm not exactly sure if Dasani's gonna be on it, but I know Dee Jay's on a very special remix. He's on the Yeah remix.
And I'm very grateful to be on that remix.
There was a line of artists that I was gonna have chop and screwed. I was gonna put like 3 more choruses in there to do that, but I was just like, okay, look, you got the message across with one verse. So, and we performed that at our last show, and the crowd loved it. So
yeah,
that was kind of the test.
Resonated really well.
But we got Binks on Chosen, which is
whoa.
No, you don't be my quote. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have this released. So it's either going to be 4 or 5. Oh, it's going to be 5 or 6 songs, because I forgot about the interlude. I'm doing another skit type deal. It's just going to be a beat by one of my good friends. Yeah. So it's called Something Simple. It's literally the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good. I can't wait to shoot a couple videos for these songs.
Yeah. I know from being in the studio and seeing those worked on from scratch. Not all of them did I see work on from scratch, but a good majority. I'm definitely excited for people to hear it, because I know with how much energy it brings when we listen to it in the studio, I'm excited to see people's reaction from it, especially with it being this makes the first tribal release that isn't
the first body of like body of work.
The first body of work that has been released from the tribe other than from myself. And I'm really excited to help push that and market it.
But yeah, I can't wait for both of our projects. I feel like they're gonna do really well.
Yeah.
I also can't wait for them singles.
Yeah.
You know, them one singles. Can't really get into it too much. But yeah, I put a lot of effort and heart into this project, so I can't wait to see what everybody does with it.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be on all platforms, you know, Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, all that kind of jazz.
Yup. That's crazy to think like our songs are on TikTok too.
I just remembered, isn't BTS on TikTok?
Yeah, and so is Running Back, and the reason why I found out Running Back was on TikTok was because Chase decided to make TikTok with it, and I gotta show you it, bro.
I'm gonna make a TikTok dance to BTS.
Oh my gosh!
It's gonna be called the BTS challenge.
Chase literally took the audio clip on TikTok from Running Back, and that raindrop sound, that sound, he like timed it up perfectly to fucking moon the camera.
Oh my god.
And
he put that on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he still has it up on TikTok, but I do know that he has it on his phone. And oh my gosh, he showed me that. He's like, oh man, yeah, I made a TikTok with Running Back. And like me, I'm like, oh shit, like let me see it. And then I see it, I was like, bro. Like I don't. It's cool as fuck that he did that though. Like it's cool that he made a TikTok with my song, but I just thought it was hella funny that he just decided to move the camera.
Even in the slightest way, he still finds a way to support our music.
Yeah, and I know for a minute he was talking about trying to send my music to one of the, I think the producers or director he was working with on this short film, trying to see if one of my songs would fit for their soundtrack. I don't think it ever fell through because they didn't contact me, but I mean, it's still love that he was thinking about me for that.
Right.
But let's see. Sorry, we're still new to this whole podcast thing, so we got to write down topics. Let's see. Favorite song that you have recorded?
Ooh. Now, meaning like favorite song that I had most fun with recording?
If you were to take one song that you have and it was the most exciting / fun process of making it, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's your most popular song or most like the song that people show other people when they're like, oh, Hades makes music, listen to this. But it's a song that you personally have a personal relationship with because of just the process of making it.
I could narrow it down to two songs, because all of my songs, like, there's only a couple songs that I was just like, I wish this was over, because, you know, sometimes in vulnerable songs you'd be like,
Yeah.
But I had to say when me and Pharaoh were in the booth together at the same time recording Pink Dress, I think that was just
Yeah.
like it was crazy. But the energy.
I'm really mad I wasn't there that night either.
I think, weren't you at work?
No, I had some stuff going on at the time.
Oh, okay. But yeah, me and Pharaoh, we were in the booth. He watched me record all of it, and he was just hyping me up the whole time. That's why I think the vocals came out so good, which because I was really happy at the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was that even though the song is not necessarily like a really happy vibe song,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like the energy that came from it. And the other one that I had a lot of fun recording was Shippuden, which is my first track that me and you ever really officially hopped on together, just me and you.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
it's crazy to think that that energy was our first track together too.
Right. Because I showed you Shippuden,
Mm-hmm.
and then you were like, "Bro, where's the second verse at?"
Yeah.
I was like, "That's the thing. Like, I wanted you to be on the second verse." You were like, "No fucking way." Like,
Yeah, because I remember because I was already hyped because I just got this might be too much information for public because I don't really put my public shit out there, but I just got back from a date with Kelsey because I was in Toledo at the Toledo Lights, and came back, dropped her off, went to the studio, and I heard the song, and I was like, bro, like this shit goes fucking hard. Like, what are you gonna do with the second verse? You know, like originally, weren't you talking about getting Joe on it?
yeah, but Joe couldn't write anything to it.
Yeah.
Joe was having a really bad music, like, brain fart at the time.
Yeah, because you told me you're like, well, Joe was supposed to get on it, but he can't come up with anything. And like I remember looking at you, and I was like, just give me like 30 minutes.
And I remembered you like shuffled through sticky notes and like shuffled through notes on your phone. I was like,
yeah.
Bro, this is it. I got like half a verse. Give me like 15 more minutes.
Yo,
It's going down. Like,
bro, I had sticky notes all over the place,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad I did that because I knew exactly what sticky note I was looking for. I just couldn't remember what the entire half of the verse was, but I knew like if I saw it, I knew that was it.
I remembered you like changed something in it to like make it more personified. Like, Hade and I, you know what we mean? I was like, but you came in with that aggression and that kind of chaotic energy that I was kind of like with. I came in with that energy, and with the revamped version of it, how I spliced the beat out
Mm-hmm.
and had that little mosh pit sequence in there.
Yeah.
That was just a perfect transition over into I'm really ride with a Glock in my hand, feeling like walking up what is that? Like,
Yeah.
it was just, it came together really well. So yeah, that's my two favorite songs that I like had most fun recording.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I had a lot of fun recording Shippuden, especially with. My favorite thing is to hear a beat and know what I'm gonna do with it, and only have to listen to it a few times.
Right.
Because sometimes you get beat fatigue where you're listening to it so much in the verse, you're loving the verse, but you hate that you have to keep restarting the beat to finish writing it. And I think that's where a lot of the times, like, I kind of get writer's block. Not in a sense I don't know what to do, but like I'm thinking about the beat too much. And that's why, like, a lot of the time, like with the situation with Shippuden, I'll have like 4, 5, 6 bars pop in my head randomly throughout the day, and I'll hurry up and write it down so that by the time I hear a beat that goes with that, half the verse is already done. So I just need to write the next 6 bars, and I'm not tired unless I want to write the second verse that same day. And then sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's not. It just depends. It just depends on the day, for real. But there's sometimes I can listen to a beat over and over. Like the beat, the song that I showed you on the way here, that beat, I was listening to it for like 3 days straight. I rewrote the entire song like 4 different times because I just was like, nope, that verse doesn't do it justice. That verse doesn't do it justice. But I don't really know what I would say my favorite song would be that I recorded.
No pressure.
What?
Said no pressure.
Oh. I was like, I've never recorded a song called No Pressure. But I would say No Weekends. No Weekends was...
That's one of my personal favorites as well.
Yeah. No Weekends was definitely a song that I recorded when I was really hyped. I wrote that song so fast just because of how much I love that song. And originally Pharaoh was supposed to hop on it, but he didn't like his verse, so he hopped off of it, and I finished that second verse quick as hell because I was just like so ready to get it done. And I'm also ready to release it, but the song's not ready to be released. But No Weekends is definitely my favorite right now. In the moment, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have said Blood in the Water.
I still think that's a really dope ass song though.
Yeah, a lot of people really like Blood in the Water. I probably should push it again, start pushing it again, probably do a music video. I don't know. If people do want me to do a music video for it, they'll start asking me. But at the moment, I'm more focused on the new songs. But if you want me to go back in my catalog and do a music video, if I get enough people asking me for a certain song, then I'll do it. But at the moment, I'm more focused on the upcoming releases and the songs that are in the works. But yeah, my favorite song right now is definitely No Weekends. Just because it embodies like the confidence that one should have with music, but it also acknowledges everybody that helped create that image in a way, because I shouted out literally everybody.
I wasn't even a member of the tribe at the time, and I got a shout out, so I feel special.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. I forgot you weren't even a member at the time. I remember showing that song to you though, and like, I remember like you were listening to it because you and Nate came over, and y'all were smoking. And I was like, "Yo, man, I gotta show you this new song." And I started to play it, and I like saw your head bobbing and everything. And then it came to that part where I'm shouting everybody out, and like you just did the fucking.
And Sean made it like a point to like go back and play the part where it says shout out Hade, shout out Tom. I was like, no, that nigga really just said my name. Like,
yeah. Pharaoh, Hades, and Ramos. I don't remember the exact order, but yeah, I shouted out everybody. But yeah, you got any more topics or questions?
oh yeah, I wanted to like announce this on live right now. I'm gonna be releasing a couple singles every now and then, but I am also working on a full-length album.
Whoop, whoop.
So like, yeah, I just wanted to spring that on you right now.
Do we got a title for it or no?
Nope. Secret.
See, man,
I wanted to announce the project that's going to be coming out like this in this period of time. What is it? It's about to be August, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to come out before December. So yeah. And I'm going to be releasing a deluxe to it and everything.
And I would like to announce that if you guys know when my first ever EP dropped, be prepared for something on that day. I will not be announcing anything further than that for a while. Be prepared for that day for my first EP ever. I'm not talking about autobiography. If you know, you know. Okay?
If you know, you indeed really know.
But you got anything else?
I just want to say that I think this was a great podcast today. We covered a lot of good topics.
Yeah.
Got deep with it. But
we didn't really even need the list for this one. I mean, we looked at it a few times, but other than that, we didn't really need it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty successful.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you guys for joining. This has been the Tribal Podcast. I am Dee Jay.
And I am Hades.
Have a good day.
I gotta pee.
Yeah. I need a drink. Not that type of drink. Just, I need water.
Did you stop it?